Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from TheRightTrader.com here, back today with another daily crypto update. As per usual, I'm going to be going over Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Neo, Vertcoin, Monero, Omisego, and Lisk. All of those in a more detailed technical analysis in that order on TradingView in just a second. If you haven't purchased cryptocurrencies yet, go check out Coinbase. They're not a sponsor, I just use them personally. I have a referral link in the description where you can get $10 free when you sign up. So yeah, go check them out. Other than that, let me just quickly update you on what's been going on with the general market and the altcoins. So a lot of panic and fear entering the market today. Now, Bitcoin took a hit, right, which is something that I had anticipated in my previous daily crypto update. And I was very accurate on that prediction. Now, it looks like the beginning of a drop for Bitcoin, so it could definitely fall more. And, you know, a lot of the altcoins followed that drop. So we pretty much have red across the board here with a lot of altcoins down about 10 to 15%, so definitely a little bit of a crash in the altcoin market. Now we'll see how, you know, they'll act in the next coming days, where they might bounce. I'll get to that in technical analysis on some of those in a second, like I said, but definitely got to be a bit careful here. And, you know, it's not something that we wanted to see. Like I said, I did predict the Bitcoin fall, and I didn't really anticipate that the altcoins were going to fall just yet, right? They were looking really good for a nice rebound, and I don't think anyone saw it coming. So one outlier today is, you know, the main outlier really is Bitcoin Cash, which is seeing a, you know, excellent day, up 43% over the past 24 hours, with a huge amount of volume in that period, over $4 billion, right, coming up on $5 billion now, which is just crazy to think about. And, you know, a lot of it is coming from Korean exchanges, South Korea, but it's definitely something to pay attention to, right? And this is definitely going to affect Bitcoin, and a lot of money is going into it right now. So it's getting a lot of the cash flow. But what you have to know is it's broke above its all-time highs, you know, and so it's in blue sky breakout mode. That means that there's no previous resistance levels from here on out. I do expect it to move higher in the short term. And it's been seeing some regained optimism here since, you know, about mid-October. And I think that, you know, this is basically, it's going up for several reasons. You know, miners are really backing it. A lot of the big players don't want to miss out on it. So, you know, there's a lot of FOMO, fear of missing out on the rise of Bitcoin Cash. So people don't want to miss their chance and are putting their money in that. And there's really various factors at play, right? There's the uncertainty around Bitcoin that's helping Bitcoin Cash's cause. So there's different factors to it, but it's definitely seeing some optimism and really just soared here over the past 24 hours. So I do expect it to move higher, and just have to realize that a lot of the money and attention is going to be on Bitcoin Cash here for the next, you know, at least in the short term. Bitcoin Cash probably going to take a hit, and it looks like the altcoins are going to follow it. So let's get right into the analysis on Bitcoin here to start off. As you can see, it dropped up until this middle band right over here, the brown line, which was at 6,514. Bounced pretty nicely off that. Now, what you have to realize is that if we take a look at the indicators, we can see that the MACD crossed back below the orange line, which is bearish. The histogram now moved into the negative zone, which is also a bearish sign. And the RSI dropped below the 70 line, which is definitely bearish, and actually cracked below the 60 line, which had some support there. Didn't manage to hold that. So those are all bearish signals on the indicators, and kind of means that this is the beginning of the drop, right? Could we see a bounce and it moving back higher? Of course, right? Because it didn't, you know, it got its support where it was supposed to. But based on the indicators, I don't really think that's going to be the case, right? I think that this is going to drop more. So in the short term here, in the next couple days, I'm going to be looking at a drop down to the 6,000 level, more or less, which would bounce off this trend line right over here. We didn't actually test this first trend line over here. Just didn't touch that one. But, I mean, that's kind of irrelevant at this point. If we get a fall tomorrow, we'll probably break through that and, you know, pretty quickly come and test this trend line over here. Now, I think we can definitely move lower than that right now with how everything's looking and some of the uncertainty around Bitcoin. I wouldn't be surprised to really see it drop indeed back down to, you know, 4,900, 5,000, where it would probably definitely get a strong bounce if it reached those levels. But right now it's looking like that's a possibility, right? Because it is dropping pretty fast and pretty drastically. That's just how the crypto market is. Definitely some sharp moves, you know. Yeah, it's the name of the game in the crypto market. So yeah, we'll be paying for a bounce off this trend line right over here at around 4,900, 5,000. If we break, of course, below this 6,000 level and this trend line doesn't hold over here. Let's move over to Ethereum now. Ethereum also taking a bit of a hit, like I said. Let me put Coinbase Exchange. So Ethereum now, it looks like it's moving back into this downtrend line over here, which is definitely not a good sign, right? It also fell below this black support level that we moved above yesterday, so that's not the best sign either. And now all of those will be resistance from here on out. We're back in the symmetrical triangle on the RSI, and where do I see Ethereum going from here on out? You know, it kind of depends. Now, we did bounce nicely off the uptrend line, and we are above the middle band right now, the brown line that's currently at $298. But with the weakness that the market could see here, you know, don't be surprised if this breaks through this uptrend line and moves much lower, right? If we break through that, you know, we're pretty quickly going to see a drop to around 250. So that's definitely possible right now, unfortunately. And of course, we could just trend along this uptrend line right now and kind of get some momentum off that. That's definitely possible. But if this is some, you know, a bigger correction in play here, it wouldn't be surprising to see it, you know, crack this uptrend line, which would definitely not be good, and you know, that would damage the chart. It would definitely get a bit sketchy from there. But let's move over to Litecoin here. Probably some not so good news. Now, Litecoin did actually bounce really nicely off the middle band over here, currently sitting at 56.68, right? This is the brown line, and you know, it tested this black line over here at $66, wasn't able to really do anything there. Now, it is also holding above the uptrend line, which is good. The indicators are turning over, so they didn't really turn bearish just yet, but it's definitely moving towards that. And you know, we even have a little bit of a downtrend here forming on the MACD, which is a bit of a bullish, a bit of a divergence here compared to the price. Might as well throw that in there. But what you have to realize now is, you know, it does have a little bit more strength than Ethereum, it looks like. And that's good. It has a really nice base over here at around $53 that it's been putting in for a while. So that should serve as some really good support if it does drop lower from where we are now. But like I said, if there's going to be some added weakness here in the market in the next coming weeks, I guess, it could definitely drop lower, right? And it does have some good support, at least, where, you know, $45 would probably be the lowest that it would go, unless it's something like, you know, really major. And you know, I did actually purchase some Litecoin very recently, right? Just about a day or two ago. So trust me, this is painful for me to watch happen, but that's just how it is. And I'm just going to be looking to see if it can hold above this uptrend line right now, is what I would want to see, right? So I'll definitely keep you guys updated on that in the next couple days, and that's just what we'll have to pay attention to. Now, moving over to Ripple, let's see what's been going on with that one. Ripple here taking a bit of a hit, down about 4%, still in its range bound in between these two black lines over here, so 21 cents to 18 cents, and pretty much holding that range really well. So it did bounce kind of nicely off this uptrend line over here, which is interesting to see. It seems like it's going to test the uptrend line as well in the RSI, and I kind of just expect this to hold this range at least for now, unless we see it, of course, break below that. Will probably move much lower down to, you know, probably around 14 cents, but first off around 16 cents. And yeah, that would definitely be bad, but for now it seems like it'll hold this range pretty well, and just wait and see if it'll break through that or not. Now, moving over to NEO. NEO as well, down about 9% it looks like. So definitely a pretty big drop, and it tested this uptrend line over here, which is good to see. Now let me zoom in a bit here. I'm a little bit zoomed out, but you know, not much to say here for NIO either. Basically just gonna have to see if it's gonna hold this uptrend line now in the next coming days. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. It is also a bit range bound here in between these two black lines. It's been putting in this range for a while now, so that's hopefully going to serve as some support. Definitely wouldn't want to see this one break lower though, and I don't think it will, because it does have quite a bit of resistance in this area. But if it does, you know, it'll probably break through the $20 level and probably move down to, you know, around 16 cents or something like that. It'd definitely not be good. And you know, unfortunately not the most optimistic daily crypto update. I hope that this isn't, you know, the start of a bigger crash. It's definitely possible though, and it could get pretty ugly here if that really does happen. Now, moving over to Vertcoin here. No, it tested this uptrend, this resistance level here, the pink line at $4.86 up here. Didn't really manage to do anything there. Like I kind of expected. I've been talking about how I think it's going to be in this range here for a while. The indicators are definitely flipping over to the bearish side, so I expect this to drop more. And yeah, we'll see if it should be able to hold this $3.36 level. It could of course fall lower than that, but you know, people are really buying up Vertcoin, so I kind of just expect this one to fall back down into its lower ranges, right? Getting closer to $3.36, kind of just hold on that for a while. So definitely probably going to move lower here in the short term, but if this one drops more, people will probably buy it up, so that's good at least. Moving over to Monero here. Let's see. Monero down pretty badly today, it looks like. Also around 9% it seems. And Monero is now in this upper range over here, right? I've been drawing all these you know, it's been range bound for a while, especially in this $85 area. It moved above that, and we're now in this upper range in between 121 and, you know, 102. Now, it's holding in that still today. Of course, the indicators are turning a bit bearish, right? We cracked below the 70 line on the RSI, so that's not a good sign. We'll see if we bounce off this $57 black line, horizontal line that I drew on the RSI, which is a support level here that should be put in. The good thing with Monero, though, with what it's happening right now, is the fact that, you know, since it had so many little range-bound incidents over here that have been building up over the past couple, you know, weeks, I guess, it actually has quite a bit of support, right? So obviously this 102 level, and then this 94 level, and then finally back to this 80 level, which is really a very strong support over here. So it's going to have a lot of stuff to go through if it's really going to completely break down. But of course, it could fall back into this $85 level. At least it does have quite a bit of support compared to some of the other cryptocurrencies, you know, like Ethereum, where pretty much it's holding on its last support level before a pretty big drop. This isn't going to be the case for Monero, but it could definitely take a bit of a hit here, or it'll just stay in between this $121 and $102 range area. Like I said, I am kind of being bearish on the cryptocurrencies in this daily crypto update, just because I kind of have a feeling that this might be a bigger drop. Could just be a pullback, of course, right? You have to realize that, and it's very early to tell, but I do have a bit of a feeling with how Bitcoin is acting, especially. Now, if the altcoins stop following the pattern that Bitcoin is having, where, you know, if Bitcoin drops, all the altcoins drop, that's obviously not a good thing. I want to see the altcoins kind of do their own thing and hopefully move upwards while Bitcoin takes a correction, right? That would just be more logical, but unfortunately, you know, Bitcoin crashing is just causing a lot of panic in the whole market, right? So Omise Go here turning pretty ugly on the RSI back below this uptrend line, which is kind of a shame. Nothing really special going on in the MACD. Faced a bit of resistance here at this on this uptrend line. And as far as the price action goes, we bounced off this, you know, $6.72 support line over here. Now, we failed to move above really this uptrend line, and definitely not the best sign. We'll see if it can hold above the $6.83 area. Otherwise, probably fall back down into the range over here, which is, you know, $6.83 down to about $5.93 3 over here. So could re-enter this lower range over here and possibly break through that if there's more weakness. It kind of depends, right? We'll first see if we can break, if it'll break, you know, that $6 and around 70 cent area. Finally, last cryptocurrency in this daily crypto update is going to be Lisk. Lisk here moving lower, of course, and down about 7%. Now, let's see, it bounced off. Let me put in another black line. I know there's a lot on this chart, but just to get an idea of where it bounced off of, seems like it just found some support over here where there was some previous candlestick levels that were holding it up a bit. But yeah, that's good to see. It actually held up pretty well here. Now it is down a lot, but it moved up a lot also in the past couple of days, so you do have to notice that. And the chart it moved up enough where it repaired a lot of the technical damage, which is good to see. So basically what we're going to be looking at here is kind of see if it can, you know, hold at least, if it holds this $5.37 level, that's already a pretty good sign to me compared to how some of the other cryptocurrencies out there were looking pretty bearish. It's also looking pretty decent, you know, on the indicators where it's holding above this histogram uptrend line. Now, of course, they're probably going to turn a bit bearish, but like I said, it repaired a lot of the technical damage where it has a bit more support here. So same thing on the RSI, you know, it has this blue line over here that'll be support. We're going to see it probably bounce off that. And yeah, hopefully just hold this range over here. Otherwise, we have this uptrend line that'll also serve as some added support. And just a lot of support otherwise in these lower areas over here near $4.60. So I'm not too worried about Lisk right now. It seems like it'll definitely have some better backing than some of the other cryptocurrencies because of how the technicals are set up, which is definitely you know, a pretty big advantage if there's really a big amount of panic and weakness that hits the market. So just to recap, you know, this could obviously just be a temporary pullback, just a bit of a strong pullback. It would make sense because, you know, all the altcoins went up and stuff. But like I said, if the altcoins don't stop following the pattern of Bitcoin dropping, then things could get pretty ugly because, like I said, Bitcoin is probably going to take a little bit more of a hit, right? Probably down at least to 6,000. And if the altcoins take a hit on that too, you know, Ethereum, for example, will lose a major support level and it'll really create some damage as far as technical goes, which will send prices lower probably. So yeah, let me know what you think of all of this. Do you think that this is just a minor pullback, or is it, you know, part of a bigger correction maybe that's in play here? Let me know. I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts on that. And otherwise, I thank you for watching this video. Sorry for a bit of the pessimism. I'm just trying to kind of reflect my gut feeling here. And yeah, I thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Have a great day.